Education is of paramount importance to all countries. In fact, Article 26 of the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights states that everyone has a right to education. So, if we all agree that education is important, why are there so many different school systems around the world? In Finland, children don't start school until 7 years of age, whereas in Australia, you can be 4 and 9 months. In India, children start school at the age of 5, while in Japan, children who have their 6th birthday on or before April 1st can go to elementary school. Some countries insist that students wear school uniforms, while others allow them to wear normal clothes. So what has driven these differences? One place to start would be the history of a country. Colonization plays a major role in developing the school system of a country. India was colonized by the British. Therefore, their education system is more based around the English school system. India used to have a system where the students used to go and stay at school with their teachers and only come home after their education was complete. However, this system changed after India was colonized. Japan was not formally colonized by any other country, but rather influenced by more Western countries, such as France and Italy, as Japan associates them with luxury, class, and refinement. Australia has a lot of private schools, as our first education system was private, which means it was taught by teachers at their house. Even though Finland was colonized by Sweden, their education system is 100% independent, meaning they are all public schools. The education system is slightly inspired, but not based off that of any other countries. Australia's colonization, however, plays a major role in developing their school system. Since Australia was colonized by the British, just like many other countries around the world, the education system is quite like the English school system. Now, if you were 14 and going to school in Japan, your day would be longer and more technology-based than a day in a different country. There are so many culture-based lessons in Japan where they teach etiquette and how to behave. The concept of a good student is so different compared to Australia. The Japanese schools believe a good student is one who is quiet, responsive, obedient, and performs well in tests. This culture is constantly developing in many universities through Japan. In Australia, a good student is considered one who can challenge themselves, their classmates, and their teachers to make themselves better. Your day in Japan would often have some time for mindfulness, as they believe this would make the students perform better. A student in Finland would often take skiing lessons at least once a year. The Meriden Ski School is a Finnish nationwide ski school program for 5 to 15-year-old children. During this, children will learn new skills in skiing and snowboarding and become versatile skiers or snowboarders. In Australia, we are taught about the Indigenous people and made familiar with the Australian history. We are taught to value our land and its people. Some schools in Australia have a program called Tuckabush. It is a program based on the Indigenous people. It teaches them to value their land and how to maintain it and keep it to its best condition. They learn about how Indigenous people use weapons in their daily life and how they lived. Sometimes, even the geography and weather of a country dictate certain rules of an education system. Japan and India are located in the Northern Hemisphere and are quite close to each other, whereas Australia is located in the Southern Hemisphere. In the Northern Hemisphere, in winter, it often gets quite cold and often snows. Due to this, many rules are different from the Southern Hemisphere, where it doesn't often snow a lot in winter. In conclusion, all these education systems differ in many ways. So many factors have influenced these systems. They are constantly changing and becoming more developed. However, with all these different systems, is there really one perfect system, or is every system unique? I believe that even though there is no such thing as a perfect system, there should be a basis on which every system is formed, with its own country's culture and religion added onto it. Culture, religion, and values in every country seems to influence the school system, and the history behind that country also affects it. Thank you.